This is your daily shot of inspiration, and I'm Joe Longo, your guide to intuitive thinking, manifestation mastery, and oracle card insight. My mission is to ignite the spark within you, driving you toward your ultimate reality. Each day I'm going to be here offering you a dose of inspiration, a thought-provoking question, or a nugget of wisdom to steer your day towards success. Welcome to your daily shot of inspiration. What's good, everybody? I'm Joe. This is the Daily Shot of Inspiration. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. Welcome back into the office. We are still doing these videos, and it's interesting. It has been an interesting start to the year, taking the time and the effort to put a little bit more into the podcast, to put a little bit more into everything that I'm doing. And we are going to get into a very fun and inspiring quote for today. But I want to talk about, and maybe we won't even get into the quote. Who knows what's going to happen today? But today I wanted to talk about words and words for the year. And do we have a word for the year? And what does that really mean? Last year, my word was growth. And I was in a space of being ready to grow, ready to expand, ready to bloom into what we have all created over the last year. And, we're about a week into the year, and I've been sitting with, okay, well, what is going to be my word for 2024? What is going to be my word for 2024? And I'm really trying to be intentional with it, right? I'm really trying to make this word mean something that will help me move throughout the entire year. And I really want this word to be special because growth really was a very powerful word for me in 2023. And as most humans, right, I don't want to let myself down, right? I have this idea from 23, and I want to keep that energy moving into 24. And as I've been sitting with it and really, really like, what's the word? What's the word going to be? What is the word going to be? Well, guess what, my friends? The word came to me last night as I was sitting downstairs. And I was doing some journaling, scrolling, watching a YouTube video. Yeah, I was doing all of those things. And Mike Posner, there was a Mike Posner video on, and he was going through this whole process of, journaling, a journaling practice for the new year, how to let go of what didn't serve us, how to really focus on what did serve us. And I was sitting there, and the word intentional jumped into my head. Intentional. How can we all be more intentional? How can I be more intentional in 24? What can I do? How can I be more present? That was it. I wrote it down. Intentional. My word of 2024 is intentional. How can I be more intentional with the podcast? How can I be more intentional when I sit down and do oracle card reads? How can I be more intentional with every aspect of my life? And in being more intentional, it doesn't mean that I can't move at the same pace that I move, but maybe I just drop it down a gear. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't know how to drive a stick. But let's say, right, I just slow it down just a little bit. And I become more intentional. And when I sit down to record, right, I have my notebook with notes about the things that I want to talk about. And sure, it's fun, like this episode where I'm just kind of riffing off a word of the year. But then I also have other things, right, that I want to talk about. And I know from the last 3 years of doing the podcast, for me to create, the best show for everybody that is listening or now watching, I need to be more intentional. So if you have not yet thought of a word for yourself for the year, I highly recommend it. It is a wonderful practice, and it is a way to keep bringing yourself back, because a lot of us create these New Year's resolutions. We do these things in the new year. And by the fourth day, literally by today, I think today is the third, the fourth, we quit. We stop doing those resolutions, those things. But if we can anchor ourselves with a word that will keep us on track throughout the whole year, it is so beneficial. So today, I encourage all of you, take a little bit of time and come up with just a word for your 2024. And how can that word anchor you, support you, uplift you, elevate you, and keep you moving forward? Thank you all so much for being here with me today. A lot of fun things happening on the podcast this year. Keep liking, subscribe. Huge favor. Spotify wants me to ask, can you share the episode? Can you share the podcast with your friends? It would really be helpful to the Spotify gods if you can share, like, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. If you are listening in Spotify, if you are listening in Apple or anywhere else that podcasts are heard, like and share on those platforms as well. It really does help the podcast grow. Thanks for being here, and I will see you all tomorrow.